Patrick out in Politico. It is now time to turn the table with CBS News' Nancy Cordes. Nancy, we saw sort of an interesting split screen in the world of politics of this week, which is that you saw the president being fairly defiant and supportive about Obamacare despite some of the glitches that we've seen on the website, and yet you saw Kathleen Sebelius and others on Capitol Hill being more contrite. Walk us through sort of where the administration is in not only apologizing for some of the flaws they've seen so far, while also maintaining their support of the plan at its core.
Well, I think they've been trying to thread a very interesting needle this week, Patrick. On one hand, they're saying that they apologize for these problems, that the buck stops here. At the same time, they're really putting the buck somewhere else. They're saying that some key contractors didn't get their work done on time. They're saying that a Verizon subsidiary is responsible for some of these outages of the website, like the one that was taking place while Kathleen Sebelius was testifying the other day. So at the same time that they're saying they're responsible and they're going to do better, they're also saying it wasn't really their fault in the first place.
You know, I'm also curious. I mean, we saw a report, I believe, out of NBC News this week that said that millions of Americans with existing plans would not be covered under the Affordable Care Act. I'm wondering if we're starting to see that it is, in fact, more than just about the website, as the president, or I guess as some others have argued, that it's more than just a computer glitch, that we're now starting to see some logistical problems in the way it's being rolled out across the board.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you that House Republicans were equally furious about both, holding the administration's feet to the fire about the website and how it was unveiled so terribly. At the same time, what happened to if you like your plan, you can keep it. Now, you've seen Democrats and the administration trying to tweak that a little bit, saying, well, most plans you'll be able to keep, and this really only affects about 5% of people with insurance, people in the individual market where plans are volatile anyway, where insurers can drop you from year to year, they can drop you if you get sick, and so their argument is that most of the people who are losing their coverage will be able to get a better plan. The question is, will they be able to get those better plans at a better price? Anecdotally, you're hearing stories about people who try to shop for new insurance and can only find plans that are much more expensive. So what we're going to see over the next couple of weeks and months is, are most people who are losing their coverage able to get new coverage that's better and at a better price, or are they having to pay more?
Let's switch to another big topic, which is the more Edward Snowden revelations about NSA spying, this time involving some foreign leaders. I mean, it's this interesting dilemma where now the NSA has probably more information than it typically has, whereas it usually gets flack about not having enough information about what's going on around the world. How is the president going to kind of come down to this in the sense that he obviously wants to let the surveillance wing of the United States government do its job, while also recognizing what's a really kind of embarrassing revelation, even if this is kind of how business gets done around the world?
Here again, the administration is taking two different tacks. On one hand, they're saying, we reviewed this and we decided that it wasn't a good idea to spy on foreign leaders, while at the same time they're saying, but the president knew nothing about this. So very difficult to have it both ways, but they're trying. I think that the furor around the world has really been pronounced, and so they have to respond. They have to do something. I mean, we're not talking about our enemies here, we're talking about our closest allies. It doesn't get much closer than Angela Merkel in Germany, so they have to do some serious damage control, and the White House and the president are really going to have to show that they are on top of this and making some changes.
All right, Nancy, tell us about your program this Sunday.
Well, we're going to be talking more about the NSA. We've got the chairs of the Senate and House Intelligence Committees, Dianne Feinstein and Mike Rogers. We've also got Michael Hayden, who is the former director of the NSA, so it's shaping up to be a great show.
All right, Nancy Cordes with CBS News. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Sure thing.